that people don't have this link.
Yes, but in the next, people you don't do your YouTube before, you begin pop up for their this thing say you are live, you are live.
Okay, so I'm already live. Oh, hey, wow,
Check your WhatsApp again first. The message you send, you know drop.
wow. It's still loading. Oh, it has.
At the start, I drop. Hold on, drop now.
So now it will be showing for people that we have not gone live.
It will start popping up for people that are subscribed to your channel now that you are live.
Wow.
Are you subscribed?
Have you seen the link?
Are you sure the network that is not slow? Just never.
It's my WhatsApp that is trying to load.
Okay.
You know, the WhatsApp was turned off, so it's now all the messages are. Grace message just entered 6:03. So we cannot find all the other messages that was posted. So can you people see me, sir?
The people did not drop message before on the page. They drop.
They dropped, but I think it was wiping off.
Grace have it now. We can see have it because I've not closed the video. We still have the messages. I read it out to you.
You read it out.
Grace can read it. I can read it out to you. Are you with your phone?
Yes, they can be sent to me.
If you use your phone, go to the picture, you see it there. You're live, Sha. Already.
Okay, but I'm the only one that is here, so now.
Just hold on, I'm trying to. I'm trying to update and don't drop. Take the message, but don't drop. So check it.
Please, can you disconnect your phone from my Wi-Fi? Can you disconnect your phone from my Wi-Fi so that it's from my hotspot? You know I've given you a hotspot before.
You're live, but you're live, but we're hearing you.
Should I? Hello, good evening and welcome. So I'm waiting for the questions to be typed and posted here or to be sent to me. But if you're online, please kindly write where you are logging in from. Okay. So you are welcome. I need to know where you're logged in from. Please let me know where you are logged in from. Okay, Madam Rose, thank you. Mr. Martins from Port Harcourt, thank you so much. Thank you for logging in to the program. Thank you, Mr. Julius. Thank you for logging in. Yes, you're welcome to this question and answer session with me. Um, I appreciate your logging in. There are very many more people that should be here that are not here. Please send message to your contacts and let them all kindly log in to the session now. Thank you, Mr. Ajayi Sheun from Lagos State. Thank you. So I have some questions here, and you can type your question. This is not a long session. This is just me and you just talking. So this is not like the webinars that we have. That is, please, can you hear me, please? I just want to be sure you can hear me. Can you give a thumbs up if you can hear me? Because I'm doing this by myself without my media team today, and I'm sure I would we will pull through very well. Thank you. Um, can you hear me, please? I want to confirm that you can hear me, and I welcome you. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Matthew can hear me. So I have a question here. I have some questions, but you can still type your question here. I'm just going to be taking them one by one. Thank you, Caris, for logging in. Thank you. So this is our heart month, and why am I? Did I decide to do? Yes, we're just starting, Amadi. Yes, we're just starting. We're just starting. Welcome. So yes. All right, thank you. So this month of February is dedicated to the heart, and answering questions around the heart and blood pressure. Since the first of this month, I've been uploading videos daily on my on my Instagram page. Please do well to follow the Instagram page. There are different tips of what you should do, what you should eat that has been coming up every day. So I want you to please follow us on Instagram to get the videos. But why did I decide to do a heart month? Why did I decide to dedicate this month of February to heart? Aside from the fact that it is the month of Valentine, also I find out that from years of practice, I find that a lot of people are not aware, or they are not conscious of their heart, so they just assume. And so today I want to, as much as possible, answer as much questions. Because we started by 6 past 6, this is going to span for 1 hour to 7 past, so 7 past 7. We're going to end this session in 1 hour's time. So I'm going to dive into the questions now. Some people already sent in their question. So somebody asked, what are the early symptoms of heart disease and how to prevent it at an early stage? This is from Mr. Ernest. Now, Mr. Ernest is not even online right now for her to hear the answer to his question. Early symptoms of heart diseases and how to prevent it at an early stage. So your heart is the organ that is responsible for pumping blood in your body. The body has different systems, and we have the cardiovascular system, which is made of the heart and the vessels. Now, the heart is divided into different chambers. I don't want to go into the anatomy so that we don't take too much time, answering things that are not related to the question, but I just wanted to give you a little hint about it. Now, because of the functioning of the heart is one of the organs that starts working from conception until death. In fact, once the heart stops, usually the person is said to be dead clinically. So how do you prevent, what causes okay, no, the question is early symptoms of heart disease. Before I get to the symptom of heart disease, let me answer what causes heart diseases. Now, heart diseases are those conditions that affect the heart, and affect the functioning of the heart. So it can be as a result of bacterial infection. We have situations where a bacteria enters into the system and goes and attack the heart. It could be a virus, it could also be a bacteria, two types of microorganisms that can attack the heart, causing the person to have heart infections. I needed you to understand that. So sometimes an infection spreads and spreads to the heart. That's one. Second of all, there can be problems with the within the chambers of the heart. Third of all, there can be problem within the arteries that supply the heart. Hello, Fisaya from Canada. Nice to see you. There can be um, um, I was saying that there can be obstruction or problems that affect the arteries that supply the heart. Also, there can be as a result of hypertension or other conditions that increases the volume of fluid in the body that makes the heart to pump much more. You see, then you can have condition like arteriosclerosis, which is blockage of the arteries, that will now also affect the arteries that are around the heart and supply to the heart. So also you could have somebody could have problems with the ventricles, or have a hole or a congenital, that is problem with a defect from birth. These are things that can happen, that can be as a result of the heart, that can be as a result of that can be causes of heart problem. Now I'm just running through small of all of them. This is not all, but these are just some of the very basic signs. Now, what are the early symptoms of heart disease? Honestly, if you do not pay attention, you may not know that the problem is within the heart. Sometimes the person has undefined pain around the chest region. But there are some pains that are characteristics that will make you to know that the problem is related to the heart. So I'm going to give you those classical symptoms. Now, a symptom or a feeling of tightness around the chest, like as if something is tightening you, that is a classic sign. Also, difficulty in climbing or exertion. If you find out that you are not able to walk distances without getting tired, you are not able to climb steps, you are not able to engage in anything that will make you to be exerted, maybe you dance, maybe you walk, maybe you do, some of all these things are signs that the person is already having some symptoms. Now, there could be a sensation of band. So sometimes there is a tightness, sometimes there is a squeezing, sometimes like as if there is a band. The person feels like there's a band around their chest. These are some of the signs. Then there are this back pain that is usually under the shoulder, under the shoulder, like under the shoulder. Yes. This chest pain that will radiate to the shoulder, that will radiate to under the back, to the back. These are some signs. Then you could have headaches. These are headaches that are not relieved by rest, or anything does not relieve it. These are some of the signs. Also, there could now, when the thing progresses, the person begins to get tired easily, tired after a little walk, or is not even able to engage in as much activities. At some other point, the legs can get swollen. The person may begin to experience difficulty in breathing. The person may begin to have cough that is not resolved by anything. You see, so these symptoms are symptoms that can be pointing to the heart. And then blood pressure. But I have found cases where some people have seemingly normal blood pressure but have heart problem. Although in most cases, there's a condition known as hypertensive heart, which leads to heart enlargement. This condition happens when as a result of hypertension over the period of years, the person's heart begins to, person's heart is now enlarged, because the heart is a muscular organ, and the more exertion that is taking place, the larger it gets. And then when this enlargement takes place, it may affect systolic or diastolic or ventricular functions. So these are some of the things that can cause. Now, how do you prevent it at an early stage? The first thing is to have accurate diagnosis that you really have a heart problem. Sometimes some people have ulcer. The symptoms of ulcer may mimic these symptoms that I've just experienced. A laboratory investigation is always a classical distinguishing. So if you are experiencing or you are concerned about your heart, it will be good for you to run some tests. Now, what are the tests that you can run to check your heart? One good test that is very easy is your lipid profile. Your lipid profile is a test that checks all the total oils in your body. The good one, the bad one, the intermediate one, all the different levels of cholesterol, they are checked. Now, when the levels are high, it will already give you an indication of what is the state of your arteries. Because when there is so much cholesterol in the blood, what happens is that some will store in the fat, in the liver, not in the fat. Some of them will store in the liver, others will store in the arteries. They will now narrow down the arteries, reducing the amount of blood that passes through. That now causes the heart to apply more pressure in in moving of blood. And that's why I often encourage people to check their blood pressure. I did a video some days ago and I explained why you should check your blood pressure. You don't check your blood pressure because you are looking for problem. You are checking your blood pressure so that you can find out what is the functioning of the heart at this time. It is very, very important that you check the functioning of your heart every time. You don't have to check every day, but you should check every week. Check your blood pressure. This is a simple test to check the functioning of your heart, because it's your heart that pushes blood around your arteries. So when you are monitoring your blood pressure, you are actually also monitoring the force. So when you say that it is high, it is 170 over 100, what it means is that that is the pressure that it will take for the heart to move blood around the body. And so when people are giving antihypertensive drugs, most of the times, those drugs help to make the blood to be thin enough so that the pressure that the heart is using to push blood around is not high. So what you measure is the pressure of blood moving around your body. There is a normal range of pressure that should be. When it is above normal, what has happened is that this is putting so much more pressure on your kidneys and on your heart. You see? So those are tests that you should do. So number one, I talked about that you should check your lipid profile. Number two, I said you should check your blood pressure. Number three, you should do an echocardiogram. There are different tests in the heart, for the heart. There is an electrocardiogram that checks the electrical activities of the heart. Whether the electrical activities are affected, that is another thing that can cause heart-related problem. What is the rhythm? You see, that's something that is checked. But if you want to really know the functioning of the heart, you need to do an echo. There is a device that is an echo scan. That device would be put on your chest region. It will check all the chambers of the heart. It will check all the functioning of all those chambers. That test is usually a very, very decisive test in checking the functioning of the heart. There is another test that even takes it a lot higher again. That is an angiogram. You don't need to do an angiogram. An echo scan would give you answers. It's when the echo scan is showing that there's so much problem and you want to now narrow down to find out which parts. Now you now refer to some of all these other tests. There are also some tests in the blood that can be done. This is a cardiac marker test. In fact, a cardiac marker test is a test that you can use it to tell if somebody is going to have a stroke in the next 1 year. A cardiac marker test will show you those indications because those are markers in the blood. They are like your gauge in your generator or in your car. When your fuel tank is at a particular level, your gauge will show you. You know that if you are driving a car that does not have, that the fuel gauge is not working well, you will be buying fuel almost everywhere you see filling station. If you drive small, you go and buy fuel. If you drive small, you go and buy fuel. Why? Because you do not have knowledge or information that you can use to measure distance versus use. So a cardiac marker test is a test that will check your blood and will give you, you'll be able to, the doctor will be able to use to do a pointer and be able to advise you if the current lifestyle you are engaging it in is going to make you at risk for a stroke. Now, there are people who, they don't drink alcohol, they are using their drugs very well, they are trying in their exercise, they still ended up with a stroke. It could just mean that some of the exercise or some of the activities that they are embarking on may not be giving them the required results because it's not a general way, to deal with your heart. So a cardiac marker test, it will help. There are different indicators, that will come out. You see, so these tests that I've called for you, they are tests that you don't do them because you are wanting to find a problem. You are doing them because you want to have knowledge. Even if you want to use your faith, at least you will know what is wrong with you that you are going to pray against. And even if you want to use treatment, you will not be using general treatment to solve a specific challenge. You see, so I'm encouraging you, do those tests. Are you there? Can you hear me? Are you following? I need to know. I need to be sure that you are hearing me and it's not freezing. Can I get a feedback? Can I get a feedback? Are you there? Can people hear me, please? Hello? All right, thank you very much. Okay. So I've answered that question. All right. Now, what are normal living routine that will help to prevent it? If you have followed some of the videos that I've posted, you will find that I've talked about diet, I've talked about exercise, I've talked about rest, I've just told you about checking your body, I've talked about herbal support. These are things that you can use. Now, some days ago, we had our Nigerian match. And just today, one of my team members sent me African news facts of about 4 different people who passed on while watching the Nigerian match. Now, some of these people that passed are people that have no money to be able to run some of these tests. However, sometimes people just assume that they are all right. They just assume that drug they are using is okay. When you say do consultation, they just assume that there's no need for a consultation. Just give me drug, just treat me. No. One of the ways to prevent a heart problem is an assessment. You see, that is where consultation. Now, when you do, sometimes you can just do a consultation to do a thorough from head to toe assessment of all your systems and all your organs. Those assessments would now determine which lifestyle will be suitable for you beyond the general ones. There is the general one, oh, that is suitable for everybody. But there is the specific one that is specific to you because of your family history, because of your genetic makeup, because of your physical body build, because of your emotional state. You see, you do not, a little tension or a little pressure can cause somebody to have a heart failure. Why? Because the person was not checking, was not monitoring. When I was mentioning symptoms of heart, I didn't talk about palpitation. Palpitation is one of the signs of a heart problem. But palpitation does not always mean that somebody has a heart problem. Palpitation is a condition, it's not a disease. It's a symptom of hyper-excitement of the heart. A good news can cause your heart to palpitate. Anxiety about something you want to do can cause your heart to palpitate. So the palpitation in itself is not enough to say that somebody has a heart condition. However, if somebody is having palpitation non-stop, irrespective of rest, irrespective of particularly rest, then it may be an indication that the heart is hyper excited and an analysis or a check could be required. So checking your heart is not that you are looking for problem. It's just that you want to be wise. You do not want to live a careless life. Now, somebody is asking what to do for severe body pains, especially in thoracic regions. Now, this person keeps asking all these questions, and I'm going to answer him again. I'm going to answer him again, and I'm going to say that a consultation of your thoracic region, possibly an MRI or a CT scan of your chest region to find out if the problem is from your lungs, from your heart, or from your bones, or from your soft tissues. These are things that you need to get information. It's from that information that you will now use to know what it is that you need to do. You see, me, I'm a naturopathic doctor, and I schooled in the US. And one of the things that our training does is that you do not treat people or give advice to people that you do not have their medical record. There's a video that's been circulating about the king of Prince Charles, the king of England, who was diagnosed of cancer and is going to take a treatment, alternative treatment. He's going to use herbs. He's not just going to Google to go and buy herbs that he thinks are good for cancer. He has taken himself to the institute, gone there to meet his friend who was caring for his mother, who has been caring for him. He doesn't believe in chemo. He doesn't believe in radiation. He's going to take herbs. They will run tests. They will know what stage of cancer it is. They will know which tissue it is. They will know what it is. That they will do analysis. They will now curate a herbal formulation that will deal with the problem within the time and help him to get recovery. So, my brethren, I'm encouraging you. It's not every medication you see online that you just buy and drink. It's not every herb that, last time somebody asked in the question and answer, somebody asked, are herbs, do they have side effects? Yes, herbs have side effects. And that is why toxicology is required. In fact, for me, last year, we did toxicology 3 times on our product to be sure that the things that people will check for microbial to be sure nobody will use my product and come and say, and I used it, that's when I had typhoid. No. We check for efficacy. Does it contain the things that we said that it contains after production? Did production reduce the quality? We ran those, and those tests are not cheap tests, but they are tests to help us to be able to have scientific backing of what we are doing. And so I'm encouraging you today, in caring for your heart, assessment is required. Check is required. Don't just go drinking things. No. Don't just go mixing things. No. Run these tests. If you want to prevent heart problem, lipid profile, weekly check of your blood pressure, and echocardiogram. At least do these 3. Before we will go to more detailed ones, do these 3 first. Now, yes, Mr. Amadi, you have been following me on every platform. I mentioned groundnut as one of the things to avoid for heart. Now, I may not be able to give you so much details about this because some months ago, last year, I did a video on fatty liver, cholesterol. That video is still live here. Under that video, I analyzed all the different cholesterol in the body, their impact, the sources of food and their impact. So if you watch that video, you will understand why I said in this month, if you are interested in your heart, stay away from coffee. Coffee excites the heart. Coffee is a stimulant. If you are not sure of what the state of your heart is, you have not even done any of all these tests, or you are hearing these tests for the first time, it is best you are away from stimulants. Alcohol is a stimulant. Stay away from these stimulants. Groundnut in itself is not as if groundnut is bad. And I don't have a problem with groundnut. In fact, I have a bottle of groundnut in my house here. But you see, the thing with people that consume groundnut is this: they don't have control. They will finish one bottle of groundnut in a sitting or in 2 sittings. They will eat so much of it. It is the so much of it that becomes the problem in the body. In addition to so much of other things that people eat. So I'm telling you that in this month of heart, I didn't even say stop eating groundnut forever and ever. But in this month of heart, stay away from these 3 things that have a cumulative effect on the heart. You see? So that is my reason, not because I have a problem with groundnut. Now, somebody asked, Mr. Sheung, what are the reasons for chest pain, prevention, and treatment? I may not be able to give you treatment because, like I said, I do not treat people that I do not have consultation for. But I can tell you that chest pain can be caused by a various factor. Chest pain can be from your lungs. Chest pain can be from your heart. Chest pain can be from your breast. You see, sometimes women have cysts, what you call cysts in their breasts. Cysts are like boils. You know, boil, ewo. I don't know what they call it in other tribe, but like boil, you see. Now, people have this boil in their breast, and it may be very small, and it will trigger the nerves of the breast, the tissues in the nerves. The cyst would trigger the nerves in the breast tissues, you see, and trigger pain. Now, this pain would be in the chest region. And this pain, because it's in the, your breast is in your chest cavity now. So if a woman is having, or a man too can have cysts in their breast, that will trigger pain, sharp pain, dull pain, biting pain. So the type of pain, the origin of the pain is what determines the type of the pain. But you cannot use the character of the pain to make a clear diagnosis. As always, is test that we check. So somebody can do an x-ray, a chest x-ray. The chest x-ray will check if there's a problem with the lungs. It will usually just check. You see? Then somebody can do an echogram to check, and this check can cause the person, this echogram can check if the heart is affected. Somebody can do other tests. So I've talked about for the breast. Now the person can do a breast scan. You see, because if you do a general chest x-ray, it's not the same thing as doing a test to check your breast. You need to do a test called a mammogram. So to avoid you going to do plenty tests, if you go and do mammogram, you do x-ray, you do echocardiogram. But a consultation or an assessment during that process, by the time there is a systemic review, when they get to your breast and your chest cavity, the questions would be tailored to be able to help to streamline the complaints that will lead us not up and down, but lead us to, to knowing what you should go and test for, to avoid wastage of money. But for the sake of answer to this question that was posted, yes. So now I'm not going to be dealing with the only questions I'm going to be answering are questions around the heart and blood pressure. So if you're asking about ulcer and all of that, when we get to the stomach, the one for stomach, we will deal with it. But for today, I don't want to digress. This is for heart and blood pressure. So if you have a question on your heart or blood pressure, you can drop it here. Remember that this is just for 1 hour, and we've spent about 38 minutes now. So we just we're rolling on. So what do you do to prevent the chest pain? Although stomach ulcer, because of the position of the stomach, which is just directly under your diaphragm, it can cause referred pain. You see, the person can have pain that is referred, that is burning, could be a burning sensation. Yes, that can be, but that is why somebody can be having ulcer and he will be feeling pain in the chest and will be thinking that and will be going online to go and be buying things for heart. And somebody can be having heart problem and be thinking that he has ulcer and he's drinking ulcer kits, ulcer this, ulcer that, ulcer, drink all the ulcer medication, will feel a little relief because the pressure in the stomach goes down a bit. After a while, the thing comes back again. But an assessment will help you. So yes, referred pains from ulcer can lead. Also, sometimes pain from problems within the liver. The liver is just directly under. You see? So that pain can also refer. Also, muscular pains. Now, there's a condition where I don't want to call medical names now. There's no need. But I will just explain what that condition is. The condition is a condition where somebody has stones in their gallbladder. Now, these stones, this thing will not cause pain that will transfer. It's called a referred pain. The person will be feeling the pain at the back of their shoulder. That will now radiate to the front of the chest. Sure, you see, the pain is not originated from the chest. It doesn't have anything to do with the chest. It's as a result of stones in the gallbladder. See, the gallbladder is just small place like this under between your spleen, your liver, just that place, your pancreas. That's just this your abdominal cavity, the upper part. That's where it is. And because it is rich with nerves, it will send a trigger back to the back of your shoulder. That one will send a trigger back to the front, and then you'll be manifesting chest pain. So you see that there are different things that can cause a chest pain. You see? Now, these different things that cause chest pain, they now make prevention and treatment not to have a straightforward course. So I believe, so for us to know how to prevent, we must know how to treat. We must know the cause. Now, for us to know the cause, for us to know the cause, um, we need to know, we need to have a session with you. So I believe that I've answered your question. So you can post your more questions. Yes, so I've talked about groundnut. Now, somebody says, my body has been itching me. Does it have any relationship with the heart? Is it a heart disease symptom? I've listed the symptoms of heart. Itching is not a, does not have anything to do with your heart. That will probably be as a result of reaction. It could be as an allergic reaction. It could be a cream reaction. It could be different. Could be different, caused by different um, factors. So, but itching does not have anything to do with your heart. No, itching doesn't have, at least so to my studies and to my knowledge, no. Now, I've been having trouble with catarrh and cough since December. It comes off and goes back. There are conditions known as congestive heart. There's a condition known as congestive heart disease. Now, this condition is where is a condition where there is the amount of the because of a problem within either the ventricles, you know, or the septum, just within the problem within the heart. When the blood is, when the heart is supposed to squeeze. So this is the physiology. Blood from the body moves into the heart. It moves into the atrium, right? The heart is divided into four chambers. You see your heart is like this. So this you're like this. Like if I were not doing this session from myself, probably would have seen it, but I'm sure you can. If you can go online, you can just check. You see it has four. It has like this. The upper part of it is called the atrium. The under part is called the ventricle. There is the left and then there's the right. See? So blood from the body will move in through to the atrium, go down. Once it moves, it will, there's a valve there that will clamp, that will close it. So blood enters, it closes, it goes to the ventricle, it will pass, enter into the lungs. The oxygen, carbon dioxide will be removed. Then oxygen will enter, it will enter again through the right, go to the ventricle, then pass up through the aortic valve, go into the body, to the head and to the body. That is just a simple. I don't want to be going to anatomy and physiology. Now it goes around the body. When blood from the atrium enters into the ventricle, there is a valve that closes. It opens like this and then it closes, so that there is no mixture between the atrium and the ventricle. But in some cases, with some condition, you will find out that the heart will now be having sorry, I'm looking at okay. I'll answer your question, Mr. Ajayi. I just read it now, and Mr. Chris. Let me finish my illustration. So this now moves. So when there is now a mixture between atrium and ventricle, the valve is not closing well. you will now be having a condition known as a congestive heart disease, where there is more fluid than normal. This will cause pain in the chest. This will also cause the person to have, will be having cough. The person will cough. You see, the person will have cough, or the person will be experiencing coughing. The person will be coughing. So it is very important that, like I said, an assessment. During the assessment is when you will now know which test should you go and do. So if somebody is having a congestive heart failure, not heart failure, congestive heart disease, before it becomes failure, it becomes a failure for a disease first. It's when it's not resolved that the heart begins to fail. So when this person is experiencing this, you find out that the person will now be in a position where they will now be having cough. The person will not be able to lie flat on the bed. The person will find out that if he's not sitting upright, he's not able to breathe well. The person will have swellings. So different heart condition determines the symptoms they will manifest. What BP range is fine to do exercise. Now, BP blood pressures according to age, there are different ranges. I'm sure you can find that online. But you see, it's not so much as it is BP range, as that is what I'm saying, is that your BP range is not the focus. So is your heart strength. Shey you heard of the man, AIT man, that was doing exercise and collapse? He was doing treadmill. You see, I go to the gym, and sometimes when I will look at the coach, the coach knows that I'm a doctor, but me, I don't say anything. I just go do my gym and leave. By the time the coach wants to tell you, you can go, your body is already giving you warning sign like breathlessness, warning sign like you want to vomit. Your blood pressure may not go up. I'm telling you, your blood pressure may not go up, and the heart will fail, because at that time the person is going above their cardiac tolerance level. That is another test that is done. You will be able to find out whether the daily activities you are doing. In one of the videos I did, I told people, I said, if you want to check whether your heart is very okay, go and climb upstairs and climb downstairs and find out how many stairs will you climb before you start panting. If you climb one level and you are panting, you know that you have you need to go and just book such session and do consultation. If you climb 2, if you climb 3, do you understand how much distance do you walk before you begin to get very tired? So when it comes to exercise, blood pressure is good, but you see, the heart is what pushes blood around the body. So what you are measuring, whether it is 110 or 140, or it is 80/90, whatever you are measuring is not as important as, is your heart able to take it at that time? That is the right question that you should be asking. So you will need to, when they say know yourself, not because. When they say know yourself, not because, not be abuse. Say know yourself, not because, not be abuse. Now advice. Know yourself, my brother. Know yourself, my sister. Know yourself. Know that if you are on the treadmill, when they say, all right, go to level 7, make it fast, you are not there, you know that you are struggling, you better be on level 1 and be alive. On another month, maybe I don't know which month, when we get to bones, the month of where we are dealing with the skeletal system. We will talk about exercise, and now we talk about exercise injury. How people will use exercise to give themselves problem. So let's leave exercise today. But I just believe that you have learned from what I've said today about this impact of exercise on your heart. Do not do any exercise. Once you find out that you are getting tired, stop immediately. That means that is your threshold. Stop first. First stop that day first. Go home and rest. Another time again, try and see if you can exceed it by just a little. Gradually, gradually, gradually. But don't say because they are doing the aerobics, everybody is dancing, and you are panting, because it will start with as if you are not able, your breath will be cutting. First of all, when your exercise is more than, your breath will be cutting. After a while, you look as if your chest is getting tight. After a while, you do as if you want to vomit. After a while, you do as if your head is getting full. All these things I'm describing, is not as if it will happen after 10 minutes. They can happen at the same time, and the next thing, the person will fall down. The organ of balance is called the cochlea, is inside the ear. By this time, when there's blood rush, what happens? There's this equilibrium. So the person will fall, and in the course of that fall will make an impact, and then bagam, you hear that he died on the, either the person died on the way to hospital, or died on the hospital, or died there. And you see, the heart is a silent, and the reason, one of the problem with the heart is that until it's almost too late, people don't know, because that's why it is called silent killer. Very silent killer. The person may not even, sometimes these symptoms I'm telling you, the person may not even experience it so much. The person may not experience it in a way that is a discomfort. They will just say, there's this thing that I just need to feel, my chest will just do me as if it's hooking me, it will just come, it will just go. It has been coming and going like that until one day, bam, maybe stress, maybe emotions, maybe genetic makeup, maybe, different factors may now make the person at that time have that problem. So I think I am. So somebody said, Mr. Sheung, thank you so much. This, thank you, Doctor. God bless you. Amen. There's this checkup for that shows everything going on in the body. I don't know the name of the test, but my question is, if it is done, can it show the cause of your? I don't know the test. You said you have not called the name of the test you are talking about, so I don't know whether it will show you what the cause of your chest pain is. But it will be better that you schedule a consultation session, and then find out, do elimination process, do a review of the system. But I don't know which test you are talking about. But if you do all these tests that I've just mentioned now, of course it will pinpoint where the problem is. The question therefore now becomes, sure, you are going to run all these many tests? A mammogram is not cheap. Mammogram is not cheap. Echocardiogram is not cheap. So you may need to apply some. It may be wise for you to do an assessment, so that you will not waste money doing a test that is not necessary. Okay, so we're already, like, we have like 10 minutes more to the end of this session. So any more question? I'm just checking. Can you hear me? Are you there? If this was a Zoom class now, are you there? Are you people hearing me at all? Hello, hello. Please, are you people hearing me? Okay. Um, all right, thank you, Caris. So, any other question? I believe I've answered all the questions that I received. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm just seeing. What about cashew nut? Hope it's good for the heart. Well, so you see, the thing with nuts is this. When we talk about, so there's a test that is done. It's called, for short, it's called ESR. This is a test to check inflammation in the body. Now, studies have shown that nuts, groundnuts, cashew nuts, hazelnuts, nuts generally tend to trigger inflammatory responses in the body. So, if someone is having an allergy, when people do consultation, I'm asking them, are you allergic to nuts? They say no. Or do you have what are you allergic to? They say, I'm not allergic to anything. I know that they are not aware. Then they go and do ESR test. Then their ESR will now be like 60. Normal ESR like maybe 0 to like even 12, depending on the testing parameters used. But some maybe 20, but even 20 sef is high. Then somebody will now be having 60. He will now be complaining that he's having burning sensation from head to toe. Now, what is the thing that triggers all those burning sensation? One classic class of food that has the tendency to trigger that are nuts. Why? Because of their skin, their coating. And most of the nuts that people eat are in roasted form. Do you understand? Most of the cashew nuts is not cooked boiled. So you see, so nut in itself is not a problem. I don't have any problem with any nut. I mean, I eat nuts. But you may have had your nut to the level where it is now becoming too much, that it will now trigger inflammatory activities. And that test, ESR, is a simple test. That is, although it's simple, you may be even be hearing it for the first time. You did not know, you have not done it. You did not know that your own level is 60 or 90 or 120. You now eat groundnut, you now eat corn, you be drinking milk, you are eating cake. You see, all these things will be triggering. It's like when somebody now has um somebody now has want to light fire, small fire. E now bring firewood, that is very dry. That when you just light it, put small kerosene, you now put it. That's normal system. Then you didn't know that the firewood is very dry, where you would have just put one cover of kerosene. You now pour 5 liters of kerosene in that your firewood. Shey you see the way the thing will be burning? That is what your nut will do. So so it's not as if the nut is the problem. The kerosene is not the problem in this analogy I just gave to you. The problem is that the person the person didn't know the dryness of his wood, and now went to pour 5 liter, plus the gallon, plus the food on the fire, plus even the person, if he's not careful, will get burnt because of the explosion. And so you have people who have unexplained pains. Body will just be paining them. They will be having hotness in their leg. Their leg like this is just as if there's some people that it did not matter the day, time of the day you call them, their body is hot. It go dey burn fire. Then they have internal heat. These are inflammatory responses in the body. So I think I've answered your question on cashew nut and on groundnuts. Okay. So any other question? Have you understood me? Okay. Is there any other question at this time? You see, the problem with YouTube is that you cannot hear feedback. So it's just me talking. People are not talking back to me. Are you people there? We're rounding off now. And in rounding off, I'm going to just talk to you briefly about our herbal retreats for the heart. The herbal retreats, we have different retreats. So it's tailored to address different body parts. There is the one for the bones. There is herbal retreat for bones. There's this month we're focused on the herbal retreat for the heart. Now, in this herbal retreat for the heart, you will get 1 month treatment for the heart. 1 month treatment for the heart. And then aside from that, you have a blood pressure herbs that you are going to use to soak yourself in a bathtub or bathe. So you see, there's the medication that you're going to take for 1 month. It's herbs for a month. First of all, you get a 15 minutes consultation session with me. Then second of all, you get a dietary guide. At the moment, I'm working on all my dietary guides. So there are some people here who have done consultation who have not received their dietary guide. That's because I'm working on all the dietary guides to ensure that it fits with the recent studies and the findings that I've done. So just exercise a bit patience, you get your dietary guide. So you get your dietary guide, you get 1 month treatment for the heart. For the heart, you will get it. Then you will get a herb that you are going to use to have your bath. That is a hypertensive herb, a herb that works on hypertension for the heart. Sorry, for that you use it to have your bath. You will get an aromatherapy that works on reducing blood pressure. You use it for inhalation. All these things put together, they have about 6 of them put together, are what you get for a 1 month therapy for herbal retreat. For some of the people that have even done herbal retreat, we found out that when they finish doing their 15 minutes consultation and they did their tests, we send them to go and do tests. We found some of them did not even know that they have fatty liver as a result of high cholesterol. So while they were even just thinking that, oh, they're having this chest pain, they didn't know that liver problem is coming up. So in that 1 month, we had to give them something for the heart, something for the cholesterol, in 1 month's treatment. So I want you to take advantage of this herbal retreat. 1 month therapy is 150,000. Don't say that it's too much. It's not too much. It's not too much to prevent heart problem. It's not too much to keep your heart in. Your heart is very important to your life. Everything that you do is very important. And then there's another class of heart disease known as emotional heart. Emotional heart is somebody that will be manifesting symptoms of heart disease, but the problem is as a result of their emotions. Maybe the person is in an abusive marriage. Maybe the person is in an abusive system. Maybe the person is going through some abusive circumstances or some emotional circumstances, like a loss of a spouse, a loss of a family member, loss of business, something, a problem with their emotion. You see that aromatherapy helps to work on the mind and on the mood, as well as the consultation session. Join it, we get to give you some counsel. Even though it's 15 minutes, we make everything as quick as and simple as that. So ensure that you do not calculate that 150,000 this month. You are getting more value. The people that got my 1 month nerve therapy for bones for December, they are those people, they are very grateful that they got it. So you that you are here today, take it seriously. Yeah. So in rounding off, now you will go and read your Vasoprene. In your leaflet of your Vasoprene, you will go and read your side effects. Of course, it has some impact on the stomach, it has some impact on the reproductive organ, it has some impact on your mind and on your mood, it has some impact on your extremities, but that is general side effects. It's you that will observe it, and me, it's not in my place. I don't, for a medication that I did not prescribe for you, I do not give you recommendation about it. So go and meet your doctor that referred Vasoprene and amlodipine to you. And if you have an ulcer, you need to be sure that you really have an ulcer. You go and do a test and confirm that it is the amlodipine or the Vasoprene that caused it. Of course, it is listed it is a chemical composition. It is listed there that it has this effect on these different body parts, on the stomach, on the reproductive organ, on the extremities, in your mind and your mood. Some people, because of using Vasoprene, they begin to have mood swings. But that doesn't happen to everybody. You see? So you must know yourself, like I said. And you must be sure that that is really what is triggering it, not that it is something that is there before. Okay, so NEPA has taken light where I am. I'm very sorry about that. I have answered all the questions you have posted, Mr. Jai. I don't understand what you are saying. Should you take your blood pressure drug when it is normal? Like I said to you, you have to be monitoring your blood pressure. And I cannot ask you, I cannot recommend that you stop taking a drug because I don't have your medical history. So I can't answer you. I can't tell you to stop taking your drugs. If you are going to stop taking drugs, what are you doing to replace the drugs you are taking? Are you on a hypertensive diet? Are you on an anti-hypertensive diet, anti-hypertensive lifestyle? So you need to answer those questions by yourself. I've answered all the questions that have been posted here. Maybe you were not paying attention or you were not hearing me on the network, but I've answered all the questions. So it's been a nice time having this session with you today. This was a thank you so much, Daddy. The session is already coming to an end though. We have been on for an hour now and it's supposed to be for 1 hour. So anybody that comes in late, the video will be, is still live up here. It's still live up here, so you can have it. Hello, are you there? Can you hear me? I'm signing off now. I've answered your question, Mr. Ajayi. Is the network off? Okay. So I think I'm going to end the stream now. Thank you so much for logging in. Grace, can you confirm that you can hear me? All right. Thank you so much. Have a good evening. Have a pleasant evening. God bless you. Bye.